Hi everybody. Okay. So what I know was really interesting today, and it kind of makes me rethink my position on a few things. Okay. So Sharon somehow, through the magic of television, got out of that motel room and is now in Daniel's house. I'm guessing because when this is the very last scene, and this is the only reason I knew what was going on, is because I figured her surroundings were different. Okay, but I didn't know where she was exactly, and why she would be there out of nowhere. Because I thought that, well, kind of in traditional soap fashion, they would be somewhere, and someone would have to bust in and get them out. Right? So I was like, okay. And then automatically my mind goes into, oh, the surroundings changed. But where is she? And I couldn't put it together until she has a plan to, quote unquote, or whatever, um, murder Daniel. And the only reason I say that word is because that's what she said. Okay. But she's rethinking it because the evil side, wants her to just do it. And he gives her all the justification of because of him, Cassie died, and you'd be, uh, what is it? Like making her proud. And you have to stand up for Cassie now, even though you couldn't back then. All that kind of justification, right? But Sharon is saying, no, I don't know. I don't think I want to do this. And she had a moment. I call it a flash forward moment where she could see the impact of, if she did this, the impact of those actions. And she sees Heather find him and then have to kind of usher Lucy out of the room. But Lucy pushes past a little bit, enough to see that there's something wrong with her dad, and she freaks out. So Sharon says, you know, I shouldn't do this because it would affect Lucy and Heather and everybody, and I don't want to do that. So she does have moments of clarity. Um, because I thought it was just this whole thing. See, I've changed my position a few times because at first I thought it was, okay, this is a hallucination, clearly. And then I was, maybe this is a blackout because maybe she's having an episode and part of it is where you don't remember what you're doing or how you got somewhere. I said maybe it's that. Now it's clear that she is lucid at some points. I mean, and lucid to the point where she knows what she's doing. She knows it's wrong. And she does think about the consequences and the consequences for other people. And then I also had clarity on what her supposed mental, I guess, issues are. The main one is bipolar. I didn't know that because I had been watching, but I didn't see because I know a little bit about it. I know that traditionally, when someone is considered bipolar, they have mania or manic and then depressive. But I didn't see the episodes. So, I mean, I saw, what I mean is, I saw the show, but I didn't connect that, oh, she's going through this stage right now. So, okay. So now I don't know what's gonna happen. Because if she had that planned in her head, but now she's thinking of not doing it, I don't know. And then I further, because that isn't happening, I don't know where the connection is of her having done something that she doesn't want to have done. Because right now, up until this point, she hasn't done anything, criminal or otherwise. She's done a little things that are slightly suspect, but nothing criminal. So I'm back at square two. Whereas I think I know what might happen, but it's completely in the might scenario. So I'm not even going to put it out there anymore. Um, okay. On to the other stories. Um, Daniel, Daniel kind of played with his mother, Phyllis, and it wasn't nice because he had her thinking that it was all up to Sharon again and that Sharon was messing with his family. And so the mama bear and Phyllis came out. Ooh, yeah, it came out. Okay. So, uh, then on the other side, also dealing with Daniel, apparently they made Lucy part of the agreement with her parents. If she had to do a certain number of hours of community service, right? So they played like today was her first day of community service, and she completed it. And I don't think, because it's not part of the storyline, really. I don't think we're gonna see her actually do community service, but we're just supposed to believe that she was at community service, and then we see her back at home. So that's what's going on with that. Let's see what else is new. I still don't have anything on the Lily Victor thing. I guess it's gonna happen next week because the way I see it is they're gonna finish the storyline with Sharon, either completely finish it or just get it to a point where it doesn't need to be talked about. And then Friday is a standalone episode where not too much is gonna happen. Their their usual way of doing it is they start off with whatever, something innocuous, and then they lead into memories that leads into documenting Sharon Case's 25 years or 30 years. So um, usually when they have that kind of episode, I don't really put much weight because there's not a story. It's just somebody going back and remembering things. So yeah. Um and then I guess next week is like open. I don't know what kind of direction they're gonna take. Um okay, so all right. I covered all the story stuff, I believe. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fashion stuff in here, just slightly. Okay. Um, Number one, Phyllis, they have Michelle Stafford in this blue dress, and it's really cool because it's a dress, but it's got the neckline, and it's like a little piece of fabric, and then it's open, and then you see the rest of the dress. So it's really cool. Um, you got to see Tessa and Mariah today, and also for 2 days this week. So that's really cool. I don't know if Tessa's top is in fashion, but it's a top, okay? But it's got cutouts, but the cutouts are all over the place. So it looks like you're wearing a shirt that's full of holes. And I don't know if that's intentional or not. If I were to dress like that and somebody saw me, they'd probably tell me to change my clothes. So I don't know. Let's see what else. Um, Faith, I gotta give kudos to Joshua Morrow as Nick because Faith kind of confessed, I guess, that she was in the park and Adam happened to see her and she wasn't sure if she should talk to him, but then she got some help from him about Sharon, and she asked her dad if it was okay and the right thing to do to talk to Adam because she knew about how strained their relationship is. And somewhat, I understand it because of given the storylines, but also I don't agree with it because supposedly this kid is supposed to be, and I say kid because I'm I'm older compared to her, okay? So when you're talking to someone who's 21, I don't think that you should have to question whether or not you're doing the right thing. But Nick said the right thing because he said, I'm not going to blame you because you were trying to do the best thing for your mom. So that was cool. Um, yeah, and the actress who's portraying Faith is really killing it. Raylene Carter, she's really good, really really good. So yeah. All right, I think that's it. All right, bye everyone.